Hey fellow comrades, how you guys been doing? It's your boys in here, and today we have ourselves an amazing battle. You guys will see what I mean. This battle is what I love about Pokemon, and just the gimmicks. You will see some incredible stuff like Berserk Gene item being used, PsychUp Gengar being used, crazy stuff. But before that, I want to give a shout out to my Patreon. I made a Patreon. I used to made it in the past, but I redone it now. Basically, I put a lot of efforts into this video, and I want to do this stuff more regularly. I want to bring you guys the best quality that this platform has to offer. I want to give you guys the display, everything edited by myself. Basically, the Patreon is meant for this. If the Patreon becomes a success, you can expect regular uploads, way more consistent, not to mention every single one having a layout as well. Layouts take a lot of time, and I have my time being basically a little bit different now with COVID and stuff of that nature. I'm working on the side, I'm working a lot of things, but I have to because I have a long distance relationship that I'm very serious about. I have an incredible girlfriend that's been supporting me over everything I've been doing, especially YouTube. So all thanks to her, you know, making that picture with me as well. But honestly, that Patreon is a little shout out. If any of you guys like what I do, can afford to support me, or just share it with anybody out there, or just like this video, spread the word of second generation existence, because I freaking love all generations and I really want more people to be aware of it so we can get more players involved. But I don't want to make this shout out too long. Still, go check it out, read on it if you like, and I thank you either way. Anyways, let's get right into today's battle. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we freaking go. Second gen, let's do this. Anyways, I'm gonna lead with my Dragonite. My opponent is gonna lead with Moltres. This is without a doubt an incredible position I'm in. Moltres normally cannot really do much against me. It can poison me, I guess, hidden power ice, but the condition of Moltres is most of the time don't really run hidden power ice, because when you think about it, what does that cover? You know, the fire already kind of does cripple the likes of grass type Pokemons, and yeah, it could cover golems and so forth, but normally it's much better to run hidden power water or hidden power grass in this case, as he does review. He's got Sunny Day, meaning that the position of him having hidden power water is not there. Anyways, my opponent is gonna go for the Reflect, which is definitely not something I was expecting, but I did paralyze him. That is huge. The reason I'm saying this is because I have an actual golem in my team. And I guess since I actually mentioned it, I may as well reveal it in my layout. But honestly, I'm not, because we have to have it adjust. We have to have our layout based on the battle situation as it is. And Pokemon haven't been showcased yet. Anyways, I do switch out to my Violente, my Cloyster, to take on the Snorlax. In case he does go for the curse, I can counter it with my own curse. Kind of go from there. And that is pretty much my base plan of how to handle this Snorlax. Snorlax is actually a huge problem towards my team. But I'm starting to develop a little bit of a strategy. Seeing Snorlax very early is very important for me to preserve my Cloyster. So Cloyster and Snorlax, as well as my Gengar, have a chance to take that Pokemon on, perhaps. But anyways, I switch out to my Snorlax, and the worst case happens. He goes for the Otsit armor, as I activate my Berserk Gene. A little bit of a backstory. Berserk Gene, I believe, has something to do with Mewtwo leaving the lab and leaving its genes there. It's a crazy story, but basically it gives me a +2 while being permanently confused. And I hit it. I hit it past the confusion, even with a +4, completely dominating and decimating the likes of Vaporeon. That Pokemon was completely turned to dust, and that's what I'm talking about. Snorlax pulled in the strings. +4 Vaporeon is nothing to mess around with. So, Vaporeon is out of the picture. Here we have it. Violente versus Machamp. By the way, guys, a little bit of exposure here, but 5 of my Pokemon have either Self-Destruct or Explosion. So this team is based on heavy damage and trying to be one step ahead, with Dragonite having Light Screen and Thunder Wave's pseudo support of swords and whatnot, and kind of go from there. Anyways, on the Switch Executor, he does poison me, which is an excellent his behalf. Now, Machamp could normally run Hidden Power Bug, because normally Executor is quite common in OU in the second generation. So having Hidden Power Bug, it wouldn't be something of out of the ordinary. But this time around, I just go for the Psychic because I know it's gonna do a lot of damage towards Machamp. It's probably not gonna one-shot it, but it's gonna do a lot. While it does over half damage to the likes of Moltres, which was quite surprising. I thought Moltres is gonna take a little bit better, but Executor is actually very, very strong, as I managed to two-shot it on the switch. I guess he was expecting me to maybe perhaps over-predict, maybe go for the Stun Spore, which I was very close of clicking, because I haven't seen 3 Pokemon, I believe, by this point, if not 2, and I have to play my cards right. By general respect, the way I play my games is that I don't want ever review my last Pokemon until the actual final turns. I think the last Pokemons are key turns in second generation, especially if you preserve the typings that make stuff very hard to handle. Like Steelix, for example. Steelix is an incredible last turn Pokemon because of its typing, making it very hard for you to take out, especially if it's got like a you know, like something of a special defense increase, baton pass to it. With Curse, it makes it pretty much impossible to take out without a crit. But anyways, Dragonite in here, pretty much gonna set up some support, afterwards going for the Surf because I want to do some damage. He does make the better play, switches out to Snorlax, which is one of his special defensive things, without a doubt, sponging all sorts of special moves without any problem whatsoever, starts cursing at me. Definitely not something I want to be facing, and I'm thinking, okay, I can curse on this. I don't think, you know, he normally saw it before, but I can still curse on this because one-on-one Cloyster will win. The reason I say this is because I have Explosion, and for all you guys don't know, in the second generation, and I believe even the first, if not in the fourth, and up to the fourth, the defense half when using Explosion, so it becomes more about like a 500 base attack. So even if he curses, that defense is going to be negated, and my attack is still going to preserve and dominate. He's a Snorlax. So basically, I'm trying to go for the Explosion here because I'm really hoping he doesn't have a Ghost type Pokemon at his disposal and trying to bait me into it. That would be completely ridiculous, but he's got the item, Bright Powder or whatever it's called, I don't know, but it's actually legit in this generation. And Bright Powder makes me miss Explosion, which is absolutely terrible because I could have one-shotted that Snorlax at the remainder of the HP he's at. But I go for the PsychUp right now, pretty much copy his stats, copy his boost, do we say, and afterwards go for that direct Explosion, absolutely obliterating Snorlax. I was really hoping he's gonna stay in, because that Snorlax could have been the end to me. So Snorlax out of the picture, Gengar out of the picture, Garuda did work, while my Valentin sadly missed. Luckily enough, we did miss twice, which would be absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, that's just wow. Anyways, Dragonite in here versus Steelix, definitely a situation I want to be in. Again, I was thinking Steelix is gonna come in after the double down because normally Steelix typing is so good, especially if I showcase him the last Pokemon I got. Luckily enough, I lead with my lead, actual lead, and go for the Surf to try to see how much damage I can do against the likes of Machamp. I don't do that much as I would want, but then again, I'm just gonna keep on spamming it, thinking he may actually over-predict, which he does. Go for the Toxic, probably expect me to switch out to my last Pokemon I haven't showcased to him yet, and afterwards I'm gonna switch out to my Executor, because I'm thinking Executor can definitely take a Rock Slide, probably 2, and if he does have Hidden Power Buck, you know, Executor, seeing the Steelix around the corner, and I don't know about his last Pokemon, but I have a bad feeling about Steelix. I think that Steelix can definitely handle this Executor, and for that, Executor is sorta expandable. But I want to switch out back to my chat, thinking he will switch out to Steelix, expect me to Psychic, but he actually stays in, reviews the Hidden Power Buck. And that was an excellent play on his behalf. The reason I say this, even with my switching, I was expecting the Steelix, but the reason I say it's an excellent play on his behalf is because he was baiting me. Pretty much, you know, hitting the information of having Hidden Power Buck, because he didn't use it before at the beginning. So that was excellent play on my opponent's behalf. I can definitely see where he was playing his cards right. Sadly enough, it didn't work out for him because of my predictions that were completely out of base, but they still work into my favor. Anyways, Machamp is out of the picture, Tyranitar coming in. Tyranitar is an absolute threat. Tyranitar is definitely a Pokemon I don't want to be facing, but knowing he's got Steelix, and like I said before, My Executor is expendable. I got Golem at my disposal. I got, Tyranitar that can do probably about 45% with Surf alone. So I'm just gonna go for Giga Drain for now. Just see how much damage I can sponge, and I do so much incredible damage. There is no Sandstorm boost special defense on rock type Pokemon such as Tyranitar. So Tyranitar's special defense, while great, it's not on the pair of 4th generation Tyranitar and so forth. Still, Rock Slide does so much damage that afterwards I decided, you know what, let's just go for the Explosion. He does make a tremendous move, switches out to Steelix. Could have go for the Giga Drain again, but I was like, no. I got 3 Pokemon left, let's just go for the Explosion. That safe move is gonna take down to Tyranitar if he stays in with a half defense amplified on his Pokemon. Implementing on his Pokemon stats is gonna be enough. But Golem switching in, that was my last remaining Pokemon that I reviewed him late game. Go for the Earthquake, take him out, and afterwards I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I can probably explode on this Pokemon, which I actually do, and I somehow managed to outspeed him. I don't think that's possible, but I guess, second generation stats are maxed out, so I don't know about his Tyranitar, but it seems that his Tyranitar stats aren't maxed out. Still, that was an incredible battle deck. It was a lot of fun battling you. I hope you guys have enjoyed this match as well as I did. I'm gonna try to do my best to bring you guys a layout that's got everything, status involved, indicator, death, or do we say slash faint indicator, everything. So if you guys like this and will see me do this stuff more regularly, the one way you can support me is over by checking out my Patreon and making a pledge there. I'm definitely gonna make a crediting, I credit all the people that have been supporting me thus far if I get people involved. But anyways, with that being said, share the 2nd generation, share the 3rd generation. 3rd generation is gonna be coming up next. I wanna bring you guys quality, I wanna bring you guys all generations up here because it's been a lot of fun. These battles have been incredible. So hope you guys like the PsychUp Gengar, I hope you guys like the Berserk Gene. Vec, the way you played with that hidden power bug was incredible. I loved it. The way that explosion missed was absolutely terrible, but he probably loved it. But that was the match. So hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hit that like button. Let's try to hit this video over 60 likes. It would really mean a lot. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourself. Peace.